am the most overrated and it's embarrassing and it's terrifying to put the target on your forehead, and it sets you up for all sorts of attacks and armies of brown shirts and bots and worse. And currently, I am the most berated actress who likes football of my generation.
Ever notice how Trump loses his mind whenever someone hits a little too close to home? When Meryl Streep started talking about powerful people who use their position to humiliate others, Trump's Twitter fingers went into overdrive faster than you can say overrated. But here's the juicy part nobody's talking about. It wasn't just Streep's political jabs that sent him into meltdown mode. We've got the real reason his face probably turned more orange than usual, and it has everything to do with what Melania might have whispered after watching that speech.
If his catastrophic instinct to retaliate doesn't lead us to nuclear winter, we will have much to thank this president for. The only way you can do it is to feel you have to. You have to. You don't have an option. You have to. Stand up, speak up, act up. His whisperers will have alerted us to the potential flaws in our balance of power in government.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. You know what's funnier than Trump's 3 a.m. Twitter tantrums? The real reason behind them. When Meryl Streep took the stage at the Golden Globes, she wasn't planning to expose Trump's marriage. But boy, did she hit a nerve. Trump's reaction to Streep's speech was way more explosive than anyone expected. Who gets so worked up about an award show speech that they stay up until 3 a.m. calling one of America's most celebrated actresses overrated? I mean, that's like calling water too wet or gravity kind of pushy. But here's the real kicker. It wasn't her political criticism that sent him into a rage spiral.
How easily all of this can be ignored, and how the authority of the executive in the hands of a self-dealer can be wielded against the people, and how quaint notions of custom, honor, and duty compelled them to adhere to certain practices of transparency and responsibility, punish and humiliate, delegitimize the press and all the imagined enemies with spasmodic regularity and easily provoked predictability.
While everyone was busy analyzing the political angle, they completely missed how Streep's words about humiliation and bullying perfectly described something much more personal to Trump. When she talked about the instinct to humiliate and those who use their position to bully others, she wasn't just talking politics. She was accidentally holding up a mirror to Trump's marriage dynamics in front of millions. Body language experts haven't been subtle about what they've observed between Donald and Melania. The physical distance she maintains during public appearances speaks volumes. And let's not forget that infamous hand-swatting incident that had the internet buzzing. It's textbook behavior of someone experiencing humiliation in a relationship, the kind of dynamic Streep described without even meaning to. What's even more telling is how Trump tried to deflect attention from what Streep actually said. Instead of addressing her points about bullying and humiliation, he immediately labeled her as a Hillary flunky.
But there was one performance this year that stunned me. It sank its hooks in my heart. Not because it was good. There was nothing good about it. It was that moment when the person asking to sit in the most respected seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter. It kind of broke my heart when I saw it, and I still can't get it out of my head because it wasn't in a movie. It was real life. Disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence. When the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose.
Classic Trump move. When someone hits too close to home, attack their credibility instead of responding to their actual message. It's like when a kid gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar and immediately blames the dog. The timing of Trump's meltdown is particularly juicy. Sources close to the situation have revealed that his overnight Twitter tantrum came right after Melania reportedly confronted him about Streep's speech. Can you imagine that conversation? Donald, she's talking about you, about us. No wonder he grabbed his phone faster than a toddler grabbing candy. What makes this even more delicious is that Trump's team was completely blindsided. They had prepared for the usual political attacks. They had their talking points ready about liberal Hollywood elites being out of touch. What they weren't ready for was someone accidentally shining a spotlight on the power dynamics in Trump's marriage. Talk about a crisis management fail. It's like preparing for rain and getting hit by a meteor. The report suggesting Melania may have actually agreed with parts of Streep's speech add another layer to this marital drama. Imagine not only facing public criticism, but also having your wife basically say, you know what, she's got a point. That's the kind of double whammy that would send anyone into a 3 a.m. tweeting frenzy.
And this instinct to humiliate, when it's modeled by someone in the public platform, by someone powerful, it filters down into everybody's life. But it was effective and it did its job. It made its intended audience laugh and show their teeth. We need the principled press to hold power to account, to call them on the carpet for every outrage. So I only ask the famously well-heeled Hollywood foreign press and all of us in our community to join me in supporting the Committee to Protect Journalists.
Trump's team's oversight reveals just how sensitive the marriage topic is. They can handle political jabs all day long. They've got pre-written responses for those. But when it comes to the personal dynamics between Donald and Melania, that's their kryptonite. No wonder they scrambled to change the narrative as quickly as possible. The whole situation is a perfect example of Trump's inability to separate personal insecurity from political criticism. When Streep spoke about bullying and humiliation, she wasn't trying to expose his marriage, but his explosive reaction did exactly that. It's like someone casually mentioning baldness and watching a guy in a toupee suddenly start screaming about how much hair he has. So why did Trump react so dramatically to Streep's Golden Globe speech? Because she didn't just criticize his politics. She accidentally exposed the truth about his marriage that he's been desperately trying to hide. Her words pulled back the curtain on the power dynamics he works so hard to keep private, and his overreaction only confirmed what many had suspected. When Trump calls Meryl Streep overrated, it's like a 5-year-old claiming LeBron James isn't good at basketball. 21 Oscar nominations versus 0 Emmy wins, despite desperate campaigning. Yeah, we know who's really overrated here. The pattern is crystal clear now. When celebrities speak truth, Trump doesn't argue the facts. He attacks their talent. His playbook is thinner than his comb over. Next time you see him rage tweeting about some A-lister at 3 a.m., just remember, they probably touched a nerve about his personal life that hit way too close to home. Poor Donald can slap his name on tacky gold buildings and pretend he's a billionaire, but he can't buy what he really wants: respect, or a wife who actually wants to hold his hand in public.